Hey world, Dave here with Zero to Dev, the channel following my journey to break into professional web development and programming. Today I have a quick tip video for you on creating links in HTML5. It's pretty simple stuff, but for those of you who are new to web development, I will also be showing you a neat memory trick to retain the concept at the end of the video. If you are someone new trying to transition into web development or have an interest in coding and tech in general, then please like and subscribe with the notification bell turned on so that I can continue producing more and better content. And with that, let's get started. So now, if you're new to coding, a link is made using what's called an anchor tag. That is used instead of typing link. Typing link in your code is actually using your head portion here when you want to link code from another file like CSS, JavaScript, etc. We're going to be using 4 different examples here. One of them is going to go, as I was saying here, from this page to Google, so it's going to open up in the same tab. Second is going to open up in a new tab, so we'll be going to Google in a new tab. Third is going to be using an image that will function as a link. And then the fourth will be to go to the bottom of the page here, and I'll be showing you how to do that as well. So let's get started. Here we go. I'm going to actually start here, but just highlighting this, I'm going to replace it with my anchor tag, and you do that with there. You're going to use href, and that's basically an attribute just letting the computer know where you want to go. Okay. Now I'm going to put Google back in there, or just Google. Okay, perfect. I'm going to save there, refresh, and there you go. So more or less, it's going to be a lot of the same for the second example. I'm just going to copy that then, highlight and paste. Now this time though, we're going to be adding something else. We're going to be adding another attribute to the anchor tag here, and it's going to be target underscore blank. And what that's going to do is that's going to let the computer know to open up a new tab. So I'm going to save, reload, and as you can see, we're in the new tab here. So now we're going to be using an image. So we're going to be adding, in addition to the anchor tag, which I'm just going to set right now, in addition to this, we're going to be adding another tag, which is going to be the image tag, and that'll be letting the computer know where to get the image from. It can be done either using a web address, or it can be done using references to a folder in your computer. In my case, I'm going to be referencing a image I already have. So anyway, I'm going to actually want to open this up in a new tab. So I'm going to do target underscore blank again, and then I'm going to actually just get rid of this altogether, and I'm going to replace it with my image tag. Oh. And that source, that's going to be where you reference from. So once again, in Atom, I'm going to do 2 dots to start, to go from the very beginning here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to close that tag off, and once again, I'm going to leave this portion between the opening and closing anchor tags. I'm going to leave that empty because all I want is an image. I don't want any lettering or anything to show up here. So let's reload, and as you can see, we have the little Google thing here. Click it, and there we are. Back to Google again. So this time, we're going to be doing something a little different. Now with that, I'm going to actually show you this portion of the code here. I wrote this up, as you can see, beforehand, and what I did was I basically just created some space to have a bottom of the page, and I'm using what's called an ID for this paragraph here to link to the bottom. I assigned it a name of bottom, and basically this is just used when you want the computer to know where to apply some kind of styling or coding to a specific element, a very specified one. There's classes and IDs, but that stuff we'll get into in the future. Right now, all you really need to know is you're gonna add your ID to whatever you want to link to, and you can give it whatever name. I just put bottom because it's the bottom of the page. And then once you have that set up, you're going to paste your code again. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is, instead of referencing to the web address, I'm actually going to reference to the ID, as we're saying, and that ID, it can be done using the hashtag and then typing out the name of the ID. Okay, and then instead of saying the Google, I'm going to say the bottom. Okay, perfect. Now I have that. I'm going to save, refresh, and as you can see, we're going to click here, and then boom, there you go. And in case you're wondering, and it's actually pretty crazy, you actually can add a target underscore blank here, and it will actually open a new page and you'll be right at the bottom. So it's pretty fun, but it's pretty useless. I mean, I'm sure there's there's things you'll need it for, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Now, as I was saying, I'm going to teach you a little trick I used when I was first trying to understand this stuff, because it can be a little bit difficult to remember to associate links with anchor tags. And what I did was I used a visual mnemonic. I actually made this in my head, but I created it so you folks can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. And what I'm doing is I'm associating a visual in order to make the concepts click in my head. Now, what I did with links and anchors, I just kind of combined them. I just ended up coming up with this little picture over here. Hopefully it helps. It's the link mnemonic here, but I essentially just imagine link and then the equals and then anchor, and you can change this up however you want. You can have link wrestling with an anchor, or link is an anchor, like a news anchor. It doesn't really matter. The point is just that you're trying to retain the concept. So what I do is I just have link equals anchor, and if you apply that and work on it a bit, I'm sure it'll help you understand this stuff and memorize it a little bit faster. I'll actually be making a video on mnemonics and how I use that to memorize bits of code. I don't use it all the time, but I do think it's very powerful for when you're struggling, or maybe you're a student or someone who needs to memorize a certain snippet of code for whatever reason. Other than that, though, that's pretty much all I had for you today. Once again, if this material has helped you out, or if you're in a similar situation like me and just trying to learn web development to advance yourself, then please like and subscribe, and I will see you folks next time.